Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Tud.
And I'm Obert. Welcome back, Chris.
Why, thank you.
It's been a few.
I haven't seen you all year.
Oh, that was a bad joke.
Gotcha.
If the soundboard was working, there'd be a badumtis.
I'm going to release this episode in late February now, just as a FU to Chris.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a while.
We had Christmas without you. We had New Year's without you. We celebrated.
Yeah.
New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Yep.
I missed New Year's resolutions. Oh my goodness. Shows how much I listen to the podcast.
Chris resolved to listen to every episode. That was his resolution. He already failed.
Yeah. He also said he was going to come with a lot of handles.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Listen, I don't know if I have a lot of handles, but I dedefinitely have more than I normally do. So
one.
Good start so
fill
far.
Fill up a third of a mug, okay?
Yeah, good start so far.
Well, so guys, how was your Christmas, New Year's? We had a little break. I think we're like a week behind here, but it's the thing about a podcast. Nobody's gonna sue us because we missed a week. You know,
it's true.
They might, but no,
that's true.
Mine was good. I had a lot of family. Santa came, so that was cool.
What did he bring you? Anything good?
No, not me. My kids got everything ever. Every toy that was ever made was basically left. So, but it was good. Family was in town. Saw them, hung out with them. That was fun. And then bought a new car right before the new year. So got a new whip. So that has been pretty cool. Bought myself my Tesla finally, and then New Year's.
No, you got rid of the Traverse, the podcast famous Traverse.
No, of course not.
Gone. No more traversing across the country.
No. The Traverse is still with us.
We got a lot of miles out of that bit.
Yeah, I know, right? I forgot all about that. No, the Traverse is still with us, but if you look at some of our profile pictures, the Prius in one of our profile pictures is gone, no longer with us. So the Prius has been set to the side. There's a picture of all three of us in the back of the Prius. Plus we've had...
Oh, that's where that is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Prius is famously the car that we discussed starting a podcast on.
That's also true, yeah.
Driving to Tennessee.
It's basically like the garage for our startup is that with cats in it too.
Oh, so yeah, 3 cats.
So the Prius is no longer with us, but now we have a beautiful new Tesla. Well, new to me Tesla, and I love it. And then New Year's I was asleep by 10 p.m. because I had to work the next day. So, but yeah, 2025, new year, new me.
There you go. I made it to 11:20, so I got closer than you.
Yeah, you did pretty good. I think I got your Happy New Year text in the morning. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Todd, did you make it to midnight?
Me? Yes. Yeah. I made it till 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Look at you, spry chicken over here.
Spry chicken. I was watching Goose, world famous band Goose. They had a New Year's Eve show in Austin. And so they were live streaming it, so I was watching it. And so it went till 1 a.m. Austin time or 2 a.m. Connecticut time. So it gave me something to do.
Gotcha. And you also did Goosemas, right? Did you guys talk about Goosemas on the pod yet? No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. So I had also gone down a week and a half prior to Charleston, South Carolina, and saw them do their annual Christmas show, which was awesome.
Yeah, jealous.
Yeah, you were supposed to come down.
I was.
You wimped out.
I was. Yeah. I kind of did. It was a lot happening all at once, and I didn't want to be driving again. Now, if I had my Tesla, maybe just take me there.
2 weeks too late. You could have.
Yeah, I know.
Could have driven you all the way to Charleston and all the way back.
Damn. Maybe next year.
Depending on where. It might be in Connecticut next year. The rumor is that it's going to be in Hartford, at the XL Center, because it's double the size of anywhere they've played. It's the XL Center, which I did not know, fits 20,000 people. Mohegan Sun fits 10.
Wow.
Interesting.
So maybe I'll see you next year. You could drive the Tesla all the way to Connecticut.
It would take a long time. Stop and charge a lot. Well, I guess like 3 charges. I think
it's not bad.
No, it's not terrible. What about you, Obert? What did you do?
Thank you for asking, Chris. I went to the most beautiful Taco Bell in the world. That was the highlight of my holidays. I sent you both a picture from the outdoor seating area at the most beautiful Taco Bell. And gotta say, I went in with really high expectations. They were met.
I've got a lot of questions about this Taco Bell thing.
Ask away.
Did they sell Taco Bell food?
Absolutely. Yeah. I
like
got
the
a
normal standard Taco Bell food?
I got a beefy double beef burrito. Yeah, all that.
So they don't sell anything fancier, even though it's like the nicest location on the planet.
It is a Taco Bell cantina, which they have some extra special menu items, but they also sell booze. Is what the Cantina brand is. So I did get, and the booze is like in their special, like their freezy type drinks they have, like the slushies.
Okay.
And you could put like whatever alcohol you chose in with the slushie. So I was tempted to go with the Baja Blast because it's a Taco Bell. Because you can't get a taco like a Baja Blast with tequila in Montana. But instead I went with a margarita because when can you get a margarita from Taco Bell, right?
I mean, you could have gotten both.
That was the decision. I could have, but I was like, oh, small or large. I didn't really look that closely at the size. I hit large. When it came out, it was like a yard-long novelty glass full of 32 ounces of slushy. So one was enough, but yeah, it was great. It was so good that I even went back the next morning for a breakfast crunch wrap on my way out of town.
I'm just so confused. But like, so the employees, they're standard, like listeners of the podcast. I apologize if one of you guys works at Taco Bell. However, the workers at my local Taco Bell are not like they're like high school kids, and like some of them just are like people that like I wouldn't associate working at a place as nice as this Taco Bell on the water. Like, are they normal Taco Bell workers? Like, are they your high school kids, and like, do they all smell like weed? Because like every time I pull up to my Taco Bell, it's either high school kids or the people that are there at like 1 a.m. are clearly smoking inside the building.
Yeah, so I said it before, but I'll say it again for the podcast, that on a scale of like airport Burger King to Chick-fil-A, they were like a 4.25.
Okay.
Yeah. So like,
right.
Obviously, like if you've ever been to a Chick-fil-A, like, you know, they will do anything for you at Chick-fil-A, right? And you ever try to order like fast food in an airport, you know that they are treating you subhuman. Like, they have no regard at all for you or your needs. So on that scale, it was a 4.25. Like, they weren't Chick-fil-A nice, but they were like above average fast food employees for sure.
Okay, that's not too bad. Sounds awesome. I listen, as someone who took 33 years to have Taco Bell. Seems like I need to go there. Make the pilgrimage. Make it official.
I'll put the Google Street View link of the Taco Bell in Pacifica in question in the podcast description so our listeners can see for themselves. The key is you got to go right at sunset, because then it's magical, you know. I think at 2 a.m. is probably the other time that you can go there and have a good time. But,
and it's just as magical.
Can you jump in the water?
So we were actually there like when they were having these like record high surf warnings, like somebody died in the ocean. Some of the pier at Santa Cruz got washed away. That being said, it is a really popular surfing beach. So we did sit and watch like 20 dudes in wetsuits out there surfing. It was pretty cool.
I mean, that'd be cool. Go surfing and then go to Taco Bell afterwards. Like, that's a cool post-surfing meal.
Surf
Absolutely.
to the Taco Bell, yeah.
So
Yeah.
right up to the
cool.
right up to the thing. Maybe if it's high enough surf, you can swing by the drive-through and just snag it on your board.
They
and
don't,
surf
they don't
by.
have a drive-through. They have a surf-through window.
Just, you catch it once. You're like, I would like a cheesy gordita crunch next time I pass around. Circle back, and then they just have it in a bag.
Yeah, you just go through like the tube of wave, and you're just go and grab it. I think that's exactly how they do it. Well, all this Taco Bell talk sure has got me thirsty.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Actually, it kind of goes in reverse, I think. I think normally the thirsty makes you want
Taco Bell comes after.
Yeah.
I have like a Pavlovian reaction when I have Taco Bell. I'm like, missing some alcohol before this. So. Well, so in order to get to the Taco Bell, I guess we better start drinking now.
Yeah. And I know you guys said you had warming up beers, so I have beers that should be cold, but probably aren't at this point. So I'm gonna go first.
All right. What do you got for us, Chris?
And I actually I'm kind of taking a different route today. I actually have a non-alcoholic beer for us tonight. So definitely
Starting off the new year right.
Yeah, starting it off. I don't know if less than 0.5% alcohol. I don't know if it technically is dry January if you have a 0.4% of alcohol, but either way, I decided to go for Athletic Brewing Company's Run Wild IPA. I don't know if I've ever had Athletic. You guys
From
can
Connecticut.
tell me. It is from Connecticut. That's true. And I know this is like one of the more well-known and like more well-distributed, like low no ABV beer, or non-alcoholic beer. So I'm curious to see how it is. I bought a 6-pack, so hopefully it's decent. But like I said, I don't know, just trying something a little different, something a little lighter than normal, not like all the way light. Good smell. That's a good.
They just had
Yeah,
a start. I think they just got.
I know we talk about it every February when Tud usually takes the month off of alcoholic beers, and we do NA stuff. But it really sure seems like the NA beers have come so far in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we've had some on the pod before, and I know Tud normally does, and I think I've had a few, but like, yeah, I think I've seen like a increase in them too. Like it's not just like Bud NA or whatever, or Bush NA. It's like, there's other stuff they're trying to get more crafty with it and everything. So but here it is. It is clear, I can tell you that. I can see right through it. Not much of a head, but it is a nice.
Well, I know you can see through it, but what if you were being chased by like?
If I was a prehistoric reptile, you mean? Like.
Right. Yeah. Let's say your Jeep had just gotten flipped over,
Okay.
and
it lights up like a light bulb, but
I think you'd be able to hide.
yeah,
you might be able to hide in the glare, but no head really. Does have a nice smell on it, nice citrusy smell. Smells pretty light, so let's see. I get a little bit of like maybe a slight dankness on it, so I'm curious to see if that comes through. So here we go. I'm gonna try Athletic Brewing Company's Run Wild.
I'm pretty sure like a couple months ago, Athletic Brewery had like $1 billion invested in it. Was $800 million? It was a significant chunk of change that they had invested in this. So they're getting even bigger.
Oh, really? Wow.
I do think at this point that they might be the largest brewery in Connecticut, like based in Connecticut by volume.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because they're by far our biggest national brand. Like Two Roads is probably the second, but Athletic is countrywide, and they're the number one in their industry.
Yeah, I mean, I just went to like the grocery store and picked this up. It was just there. So, this is pretty good. I mean, it definitely has some. I definitely get some maltiness. Not as much of the dankness as like I smell. I smell a little bit more dankness than what I get, but it's nice. It's light. It's crisp. It's got a little bit of a malty like aftertaste, but get hit with some of those hops. Slight citrus. It's not. It's definitely more on the like malty, earthy side than it is the citrusy, hoppy side. You get a little bit of a bite, but nothing too crazy. But I mean, it's light and it's crisp. It's good. I mean, very solid, very solid. And I don't know if I've had. I don't know. I don't know if I've had Athletic before. I may have. If it has, it's been a while. But for a non-alcoholic beer, I feel as though I am still having just some IPA from a brewery. It doesn't give me like it doesn't taste like it's any less than a normal IPA, which is good. Which is makes me feel pretty good about my decision tonight. So.
Nice.
But yeah.
So
nice.
taste. Can you taste the difference? Like, if somebody just handed you this glass, would you know it was non-alcoholic?
That's a good question. I I don't know. Maybe not. It definitely does not have any kind of, like, obviously, like, I don't get any booze out of it, clearly. You know.
But like if
so,
it was like a 4% IPA, you wouldn't get any booze out of it anyways.
No, I mean, honestly, I can kind of equate it to like a session IPA, you know, like some of those like all day IPAs and things of that nature, where it's like they're lighter, you know, they're not this doesn't have the hoppiness that like some of those have, but I mean, it's still like, I would think this is like a session IPA probably. I don't think I would think anything of it. It's good. I like it. I don't know. I think, I mean, it doesn't blow my socks off. Like, it's not like, clearly it's not like a Julius or a Hayes or anything like that. But for what it is, it's like a solid, easy drinking IPA. I'll give it like a 3.5. I think it's like a 3.5. I think that's like a good spot. Like maybe lean in 3.6. Like, I mean, I enjoy it. It's just, you know, it's a good IPA. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Solid, reach in the cooler, pull it out, crack it open, throw it back.
I will say that recently, in like October, I guess is recent enough. At one of the Oktoberfests I was at, they had non-alcoholic athletic Oktoberfest beers. And somebody I was with had one, and not the worst tasting Oktoberfest beer I've ever had. Like, it was pretty good. It was a standard Marzen. I was like, it's not awful.
That's crazy. I'll have to. I'm definitely intrigued now. I'm gonna have to see. Maybe they can they ship to my house because they're non-alcoholic. Ooh.
Yeah, they can ship anywhere.
I have to look at this now. But yeah. So Untapped.
31,322.
That's very high. I feel like it's gonna get flack for being non-alcoholic, even though I think it's solid.
But people might have low expectations though. Because of that. You know what I mean?
True. I think they're gonna be right around where I'm at. Like, honestly, I think like 3.52 is jumping in my head. I think that's where I'm at.
So it's a little lower than that.
Okay, yeah.
It's a 3.37.
Yeah, okay. Definitely the non-alcoholic thing was biting them, but yeah, Untapped's wrong. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I think without even trying it, I think I would have been closer to where Chris is than where the average is. So
yeah,
or my guess at least. So
the best part about the athletic ones too is that the IPAs don't go bad.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Huh.
0.15, is that what I'm putting on here?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, on the board.
I'm looking it up right now. Will you ship it to my house? Let's see. I
heard good things about the Oktoberfest as well.
Oh, they did so good. Oh, I love this. I'm excited now. They make a Moscow Mule. Golly. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One of another Connecticut local person, Jess Beer Me, just posted today that she had a Moscow Mule from Athletic.
There we go.
I have to say that the Polar Seltzer Moscow Mules, I'm a big fan of. They're obviously like Moscow Mule flavored seltzer. They're just like ginger lime seltzers. They're not like all the sugary goodness of a Moscow Mule. But
right.
That being said, pretty good.
So who's next?
Tud, do you want to go?
I mean, I'll go. That's fine. So the beer I have this week is from Barreled Souls. I figured I'd kick off 2025 with a bang. But this one, maybe we're on a little bit of a Connecticut kick, because the reason I brought this is because it's brewed in collaboration with Transcend Brewing Company, which is the former Skygazer. In case people don't remember, Skygazer used to be a really good brewery in Connecticut that made fruited, like the fruit slushy sour IPAs or fruit slushy sour beers. They were fantastic. The three partners broke up. Skygazer is the brewer of Skygazer stayed behind and started Transcend. The other two owners of Skygazer now brew contracted out of 12%. So Transcend's the new Skygazer, essentially. This is the guy who made all the recipes. So he did a collaboration with them called, the name of the beer is called Transcending Souls. It was bottled on November 20th, 2023. It's 11.2% ABV. It's an imperial stout with dairy-free vanilla soft serve ice cream, cacao nibs, peanuts, and Luxardo cherries.
Oh, wow. That sounds amazing.
This is what the picture of it is, just a sundae.
Ooh.
Looks really good.
And this is bottle 303 out of 1,100.
Oh, okay. So not a lot of check-ins on this one.
All they'll ever be is 1100.
Yeah. Well, we could share a bottle, make it 1101.
That's true.
Ooh, that's true.
I believe I have one more of these.
Okay. So, but I guess if we did share it, then it would still be 1100. So before you dive into this beer, I have to ask, did you get a Fuck 2024 2 beer?
I did not.
Did they come out with that this year?
They did, but...
Because that's normally your first beer of the year. I was shocked that you didn't have that on this year.
Yeah. So as we discussed in the last podcast, my resolution, not a revolution. My resolution for 2025 is to drink down some of the supply of my beer. So
okay.
When I was at 12%, I saw it and I said, I'm going to skip it because I'm going to drink my supply of beer.
You're like, you know what? I can skip it. No one will even know. No one will even ask about it on the podcast. It's just, I have plenty of beer at home. There's no situation where someone would want me to drink this on the podcast. So let me have one of my old ones. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, way to call me out for it, but that's fine. I mean, it's cool.
No, I think it's a good callback to the resolution, right? It's like, hey, gotta drink it down. And I'm doing that this week too. But anyway, let's hear about this Sunday beer. This transcending, what is it?
Transcending Souls. So here's my my glass today. It's my Barclays brewing glass that I got for being a member of their bottle club. Nice little petite glass. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of snifter. It's kind of more like a bourbon barrel shaped glass. But as you can see, it's dark as night. The head poured, stayed around, and then it kind of dissipated. On the nose, I smell that stereotypical barreled souls smell. I mean, it's what their tap room smells like. It's just heavy bourbon flavored beer, but it also smells extremely sweet. So I fully expect this to be a very sweet beer. So that is very sweet. It tastes like I just had like a piece of like a scoop of like a hot fudge sundae. You get a lot of that vanilla flavor. The chocolate really comes through. It shines. And then you get hit in the face with peanuts. Just a big old sack of nuts right to the face. It's very peanutty. Not peanut buttery, but peanut. Like you took like a whole handful of just dry roasted peanuts and just ate them. It's good. I don't get a lot of cherry. I think that's kind of what's giving the sweetness. Obviously, the Luxardo cherry. For those of you who drink old fashions, that's that cherry. It's not the stereotypical sundae cherry. It's that like very heavy, syrupy forward cherry that is like black. And I think that's what's providing some of the sweetness. Obviously, the dairy-free vanilla soft serve really helps with that too. But there's not like a big cherry punch. It's good. It's not my favorite beer by Barreled Souls. I go through these spurts, I think, with Barreled Souls where like I'll prefer sometimes some of their more drier bourbon forward beers, and sometimes I prefer more of their sweet beers. And this just happens to be I'm just in one of those times where like I prefer the drier, less sweet beer. This is very sweet. It's almost sickeningly sweet, but I can judge a good beer when I have one, and this is a good beer. So I'll give it a 4.25 for me. I don't think it's going to be a 4.25 on Untapped, but I do think 4.25 for me. Personally, that's what I'm rating it because I know it's a good beer. Right now, I'm just like, if I wasn't on this podcast, I wouldn't have had this beer, if that makes any sense. I would have had something less cool from them, I guess.
You're not in the mood for something that sweet.
Yeah, I would have gone with one of their more standard beers, like one of just a standard bourbon barrel-aged stout from them.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see what Untapped has to say. There are 281 check-ins, almost one for every bottle that came before you.
That's pretty
you guys
impressive.
are drinking them in order. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
We have a text message group where it's like, all right, who's next? 303, you got to drink your beer.
Mine. Yeah.
People are really going to be pissed when I tell them I cellared a lot of these beers for a future day.
You've been waiting for $2.99. Yeah.
I think it's going to be high. I think people are going to like this. Transcend has a lot of hot pipe. Barreled Souls has a lot of hot pipe. People tend to really like Barreled Souls sweet stouts. 4 point, I think it's be higher than me. 4.34. Final answer.
On the board, but not by that much. It's a 4.21.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, look. Okay.
Lower
Yeah.
than you.
What
Wow.
I wonder do some of the reviews like say like it's too sweet? Like was that a big complaint?
Hang on, I gotta put you on the board first here.
Oh, you take your time. You know, if you had a little rolly cart for that, or if it was still on the wall behind you.
Listen, I offered to mail it to you.
I notice how you're still in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'm just too lazy. I'm looking at some of the reviews here. 4.0, ice cream and cherries are really noticeable up front. Cacao nibs keep it from being overly sweet. Here I have an ad that says Montana drivers are pissed about this new rule change.
Okay.
Not a ton of other meaningful reviews. 375, more roast and molasses than sweetness.
It's definitely got a lot of roast. I mean, it's
dark fudgy finish.
that peanut flavor is very present. Which
Yeah, it's like people are rating them 4.0 and higher, so there's not like a lot of critical reviews on here,
I wish, in all honesty, if I could critique it and back to the guy who owns Barreled Souls, which I think his name is Chris. I would say that this should, and I think the guy from Transcend's also name is Chris. This should have gone into a bourbon barrel. It did not go into a bourbon barrel. It was not aged at all. I think had it have gone into a Woodford barrel, in particular, because Woodford is very vanilla forward from a bourbon flavor. I think this would have popped a little bit better, and it would have had a little bit more. It would have had time to mellow out. That's my Tud critique.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you've had so much Barreled Souls that I think I obviously have to trust your judgment on that one.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, okay,
But I
I
think
guess
it's your
that just
time.
leaves me. It is. I have a wax cap bottle.
Oh, boy.
tonight. So I'll be back in about 25 minutes when I manage to open this thing.
Don't
I'm gonna go
slice
and
your finger open.
Grab a glass.
6.5 hours later.
All right. So I'm back. Opened my beer. 25 minutes have passed for listeners. But we're here. My now warmer beer. This is the special release, limited release from Fremont. I love them. Had to get the one with the longest wax strip, obviously. This is their 1765. It is
that
an
a beer name?
exclusive. It is a beer name. It is an exclusive blend of stout and barley wine ale with coffee.
Ooh.
Barley wine ale aged in Woodford Reserve and Knob Creek barrels. Stout aged in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels. Stout aged in ex-bourbon vanilla extract barrels. And Brazilian anaerobic coffee from Stamp Act Coffee.
Ooh,
So,
that sounds phenomenal. Oh my God.
I'm going to do
sounds
something that
so
we don't
good.
normally do here. I'm going to guess what this flavor this is going to taste like.
okay.
Tud Cleo?
Tud Cleo.
Oh,
Tud Cleo.
the return.
The return.
So remind me of the bourbons. We got Woodford Reserve,
Knob
Heaven
Creek.
Hill, and Knob.
Yeah. And ex-bourbon vanilla extract barrels.
So I think you should get some coffee.
Should I,
that
take
makes
my
sense.
headphones off for this?
I think.
No, no,
I
no.
And
think-
also, there's
No, because this is
coffee in it too. Yeah.
this is good. Because then you're gonna be the one who actually has to taste it, so you can tell me how right or wrong I am.
True.
I think you're gonna get a lot of vanilla. I think the Woodford Reserve, obviously very heavy vanilla flavor. You have the barrel aged vanilla beans that are the barrel from that is also in there. So I think it's gonna be very vanilla forward for you. However, the Heaven Hill and the Knob are not as vanilla forward. So it should hopefully dull that a little bit. But with bourbon aged vanilla beans, you're gonna get it's gonna taste like French vanilla coffee. Is gonna be my guess. Very close to that. With some nice burn. I think you're gonna get a lot of burn from the Heaven Hill barrel.
Okay, well, let's pour it and find out. It's not quite room temperature, but it's not quite fridge temperature either. Wow.
Where's your little
it smells
thermometer?
so chocolatey. My Amazon impulse purchase did not come through on that one. I'll get my kitchen thermometer. We'll find out. 56.1 is maybe 55.4 as I'm stirring it around.
Ooh, ooh.
That's pretty warm.
Temperature.
Yeah, that's not
Pretty
bad.
warm.
That's perfect drinking temp.
Yeah. So Fremont has a very distinct style of aroma on there. And I think that's kind of true of any brewery, right?
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that they're using kind of the same base that they use for their B-bombs and the rusty nails and all those, which I think is the Dark Star.
Well, it's the
This
same.
has that.
it's the same malt provider. So like the malts all kind of smell the same at the end of the day too. It's the same ground.
Right. Yeah, but I'm assuming again that this is a Dark Star, I think is what it's called. Their base beer that they've then transmogrified through all these barrels. Wow. Again, super chocolatey aroma. Maybe a little bit of that vanilla. But let's dive in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Wow. Yeah. It is a little warm. This is like when I'm halfway through the beer, this is the temperature I want it to be. But it's so good. Oh my, it's really good. I get almost like, you know how sometimes coffee you can get like a cherry flavor from like a really, like it's like almost a tartness. It's bright floral coffee, like a light roast coffee. I wasn't expecting that. That might be the vanilla too. Almost like a vanilla frosting sweetness. Super duper sweet. Fudgy, no smoke. Really no smokiness at all. This is supposedly half barley wine. I definitely get the burn down the throat, but
It's vanilla-y?
overall, really vanilla, strong vanilla. Absolutely. Ooh, it's everything I wanted this beer to be. It's some coffee flavor, but not a ton. Like I mentioned, the light roast, it's not like that, like super robust coffee in your faceness that you get sometimes with some of the coffee beers. I think you get more of the black malts that are providing that roasty, toasty flavor. But yeah, for being all those, it's not very bourbon-y. Again, I get the burn, but I don't get a ton of super strong bourbon flavors. I'm not a bourbon guy, but I like the way that beer tastes after it's been in a bourbon barrel. Ridiculously smooth. No T-Rex or Velociraptor or anything is going to find you through this. No carbonation either. It's one of those beers that just looks like you poured some squid ink into a glass and that's it. Maybe it's even, more viscous than cold brew, but it doesn't really leave any residue on the glass or anything like that. Like some of the syrupy sweet.
Is it flat when you drink it?
Yeah, a little. There's hardly any carbonation in it at all. All that said, this is really good. I wish I bought more than just the one. This one I see on the corner of the label in very tiny print. It says, "Allow this bottle to gather dust through 2025 and beyond." Well, I let it gather dust through 2024. So that's something.
It was only bottled in August.
I was some beers, like you said, Tud, it's like you got to drink them down. This was in my fridge. I'm like, tonight's the night for this beer. I have a feeling this is going to be a good episode and a good one to have it on. So that was the decision.
To be fair, my debate tonight was this beer I brought or I was going to bring a rusty nail to the podcast. Those were my two options. And I went this way.
I did think of putting a rusty nail in the fridge as well.
And
but I've done that on the pod now 4 times. So I'm like, I don't think I can do it anymore on the podcast.
I haven't drank a single one you've ever sent me.
Maybe next episode.
Really? Oh, wow.
I've only ever had it at Obert's house.
You guys were talking about it. I looked over
right.
and I was seeing if I had one over there. Might have to.
Do you?
I don't think so. I think I'm out.
Okay.
You got a lot of good beers over there.
Yeah, they didn't.
I do have a decent amount of beers over there.
You did not get one in 2024. And I asked both of my liquor stores, like, what happened? And they kind of shrugged. They were like, I don't know. We didn't get any in. But I was really sad about it, that it ruined my vertical. I don't know if they just didn't distribute to Montana or what.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is quite sad because otherwise you definitely would have both gotten a box.
Yeah.
I did see the Ivan the Terrible from Big Sky in stores, but they can it now. And last time I wasn't super impressed with it, to be honest. So I was like,
still have that bottle too.
Okay. But never mind. I thought it was great.
It was the best beer I've ever had. It was good.
Well, no, it's like from like, I think it's the one you had on the podcast that you really liked. Like it's from when we began the podcast. I have a bottle of it.
Well, cheers to your resolution and sticking through it at least through the first episode here in January.
I'd like to drink some of these beers. The issue, the issue is that I have these and I don't want to drink them by myself. Like this beer, I've literally had in the fridge. The reason I decided to drink this beer is I've had this beer in the fridge for 6 months. And I kept on saying to myself, I would need to drink this on the podcast or I need to drink it with somebody at my house. Nobody comes over my house. And I keep on drinking other beers on the podcast. So I was just like, fuck it, I need to drink it.
Now, listeners, I was at Tud's house less than 6 months ago, and he was like, what do you want to drink? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you got for me? He's like, just pick something out.
I said you could drink whatever you wanted. I was not drinking on that day because I was massively hungover. You also showed up with a case and a half of Treehouse and said, "Hey, mail this to me."
That is very true. Just saying, start your list now. When you go through as you go through your New Year's resolution, your beers to drink with Obert or Chris list. Start making it now, checking it twice. So that way when I get there, you're ready. We
did that the last time you both were at my house this summer, and it ended very badly for me.
I left before that point.
I took a nap. I took a nap. I came downstairs. I fell asleep on the couch again. Chris was upset. He was going to go to sleep, and then I woke up and I rallied. And I think Chris was very impressed by the rally.
I wasn't upset. I mean, I was going to go to bed, but I wasn't upset.
Then I rallied back, and then the next day was real rough.
Yeah.
I guess the resolution that is we just have to get together more often. Not we have to drink all this beer in one sitting, but we have to get together more often so we can have the beer more regularly.
I still have 2 Magnums whenever you guys want to come by.
Yeah, but then I feel like you're going to be back in the same exact situation you just described.
Yeah.
But I think you would have been right there with me, Obert, had you have been here.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So it just would have been on Chris.
Whenever I'm in Connecticut, it's like however many days I'm there for. Usually between 3 and 6, right? It's just nonstop drinking with friends and getting 0 sleep.
Yeah.
And Tud lives close to the airport, so he always is the last stop of the train.
Yep.
I need a full 24 hours next time you're here, so we can drink a lot of beer.
Yeah, so usually by the time we get to Tud, like the tank is on E. You know?
I need to be the first stop next time. Like you get here from the airport, you come here.
I feel like that'll set the rest of your trip up for a failure, though, because then you're just.
Well, I'm also going to say I have beers here with both of your names on them. So they've been waiting, in Chris's case, 6 years, going on 7 years.
Yeah. I was going to say, I've been there.
I know.
Just beers with Chris's name on them. But so when you're here,
your family.
Just letting you know. Letting you know that we got some work to do.
Last time I was in your state, I almost died.
Yeah.
It's the closest I've been to death.
We should learn a lesson from this. I don't know. No, we're going to keep making the same mistakes over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Forever.
Okay. Speaking of making the same mistakes over and over again, it's time to go. Oh wait, no, it's not time. I haven't given a rating and review yet.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think you've given anything yet. I got it pulled up.
No. So my resolution last episode was I got to break out of the mold. I've been given too many things between 4.25 and 3.5. I'm going to throw more 1s, more 2s, more 3s. And in this case, I'm going to go on the opposite end of the spectrum. This is not as good. I can't in good conscience give this a 5 because it's not as good as the Summit Fever I had from Treehouse. But this is just the one step below. So this is going to be a 4.75 from Obert for the 1765 from Fremont.
It does, when you were reading it off, I was like, that beer was made for me. Like, that sounds amazing. So, but
yeah,
very low check-ins, 581. So
more than Tud's.
More than Tud's.
I think they're going to like it. I'm not sure how much. I'm not going to lie. I'm playing the last place game here. And I'm like, I just got to get in the 0.12 window, right?
Get it in there.
So that being said, I got to go with the weed number, 4.20.
Ugh, it's a good guess, too.
It is a good guess.
I have not looked it up, but I like that guess for you.
And it's just enough to squeak in there for the point, because it is a 4.30. So,
wow. Okay.
Wow.
So it was high, and you squeaked in there. You just got in there, just under the bar.
Oh, feels so good. So good.
Oh, that sucks.
Just under the bar.
I would have, if it makes you feel better, Tud, I would have guessed higher, but I had to say the funny weed number. So you didn't, but anyway. Great beer, deserves a 4.3 or a 4.75 if you're trying to turn over a new leaf. So I'm on the board again. 41st point. I feel like it's been a while since I earned a point. Tud, I think, has been crushing it lately. Yeah, Tud is way in the lead. When did that happen? I think it was kind of Tud's autumn, Tud's winter.
No, I've been in the lead forever.
Yeah, but we were gaining on you for a little bit, and then that stopped happening. So anyway, I'm going to do some self-honking here, if you don't mind. Pardon me, but honk, honk, honk. Honk, honk, honk. Obert of our Obert. Champion. Hitman champion of drinking, I guess. So
No,
I also
congratulations.
want shout out to Fremont. Thank you for the begrudging. Congratulations. It feels so much better to hear you say it like that than earnestly. Because it's like, I know it pains you a little bit more, you know? But anyway, speaking of making the same mistakes over and over again, back to our Frosty Michael Wisdom.
Nope. Before we do that, we have 2 emails to answer.
What? We have 2 literal physical mails in our pile, our huge pile of Mail Mountain?
We have 2 letters to answer, yes.
Okay. Can you pull them out of the stack of mail?
Well, yeah, I mean, the mail's actually at Chris's house, but
yeah, I got it.
I will...
Okay, fine. If you want, I'll hold it up to the camera so you can read it.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, here's the first letter.
So this comes from listener Lady Amber Venom, and she says, "Hey guys, I have a question for you. What is the hill you would die on? For example, my hill I would die on is that a hot dog is a taco. I'm just curious. It can be about any subject, but what hill would you die on?"
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I wish I had more time to prepare because I feel like I have a lot
We
of
can think
hills
about
that
it
I
and do
die
it the next episode.
I think part of the key for a hill that you would die on is it has to be like a justified but somewhat unpopular opinion, but it's got to be a small thing, right? It's like nobody's dying on the hill of like, you know, really big important stuff. It's like, what's your little thing that you're like, we're all doing this wrong? Or like, this is my thing. This is the way it should be.
I feel like I have a lot of those hills.
I've got one that I can kind of speak.
The one hill?
The one hill. The one.
Okay.
And it
the biggest of your hills.
No, it's like you said, it's a small thing, but it's something that drives me bananas. So the hill that I will die on is that Krispy Kreme donuts are not that fucking good. Like, they're not that good. Like, I don't understand the cult following. I don't like, they're a donut, but like they're a step above Dunkin', in my opinion. Like, I like, they're better than Dunkin'. Don't get me wrong, because Dunkin's hot trash. But
preach.
But like, especially living down here, everybody's like, "Oh my god, we love Krispy Kreme donuts." I'm like, have you ever had any other donut in the world? Because they're all better. Like, so that's one that, you know, people I say, and people are like, "Oh, you're just a hater" or whatever. I'm like, no, just eat any donut. Like, any donut that isn't Krispy Kreme, and you'll be like, whoa, this is like way better. So that's one. That's one for me. That's one of my hills.
I agree with your hill. However, have you had a warm Krispy Kreme donut?
I have.
They're pretty good. They're not as, like, there are better donuts out there for sure.
I mean, I have, and like, they're not like, they're still a donut. Like, I mean, it's kind of like the pizza debate, where it's like, even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Like, it's still a donut, but I'm like, people down here act like they're the best thing ever, and I'm just like, have you ever had any other donut? Like, so
I think gotta say a couple of things about this, because they are definitely the Domino's of donuts.
Okay.
Which is like, have you had any other pizza?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But it's like, somehow it's everywhere, right? Somehow it's super popular.
True.
And Dunkin' is the Papa John's.
I think if you're like, to Tud's point, if you're getting it hot off the donut maker, definitely bumps it up by a few points. But if where you live, if your coworkers are like, "Oh my God, somebody brought in 4-hour-old Krispy Kreme donuts are in the break room. You got to go over there right now. They are cold and hard as a rock." Like, you're like, you guys got to get some better donuts.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
These people have never had aramonies.
Oh man, never will again
R.I.P.
either. That's a hurt.
Yeah.
That's a hurt that will hurt for the rest of my life. But there you go. There's mine. There's my hill.
a good one. That's a good hill.
My beer related one is that there's no such thing as a 5 bottle cap beer. I mean, I've died on this hill many times with you guys. Like, I think that there's always better beers being made. I mean, maybe we've reached apex beer in 2025. But until I've had them all, I can't know. I got to drink them all to be able to give you the proper opinion.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you think on your deathbed you'll be able to tell us what the 5.0 beer was?
Ooh.
No, because that's when I'll die. That's when I'll die. On the hill,
Like
there's no 5-star beer.
Never. Okay. Fair enough.
He'll
Fair
ascend. Enough. He'll drink the beer and he'll just like on the podcast. Like this is it.
On our 7,038 episode.
I've done it. I've beaten beer.
That's pretty good. My hill is I don't know if this is a hill or just like one of those things that really grinds my gears is I'm noticing it more and more with y'all who have your automatic headlights. But when it's foggy or rainy and you can see fine, I need you to turn your headlights on so I can see your car.
Okay. Yeah.
The headlights aren't just for you. They're so other people can see your car. So I'm driving here, I'm driving around, and like sometimes it's bad where like over half the cars, with the automatic headlights aren't, that aren't on yet or not paying attention or whatever. And it's like super low visibility conditions. People aren't turning their lights on so I can see them. I'm like, this is unsafe. I'm going to die coming over this hill, running into your car. Like that's the hill I'm going to die on is running into your car with your headlights off. So please turn your headlights on for me. So
what cars are you seeing that don't have their headlights on in 2025?
I don't know what they do in Montana.
Most cars have like automatic headlights.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in foggy conditions, it's bright enough that the headlights aren't triggered on, but it's dark enough where the visibility of the lights would be beneficial.
No, I understand that. I'm saying that there's daytime running. Like my car, for example, as soon as I turn the car on, the headlights are on. That's just a fact of how it works. Yeah. I'm sure with the Tesla, the lights are on at all times.
Montana drivers ed. They don't. Montana drivers ed. They might have skipped that day.
Skip headlight day.
Those 2 pages are glued together in the driver's ed manual. Like there's a printing error. They didn't get that one. But turn your headlights on, people, so I don't die on the hill.
Okay,
it's a good one. I like that.
Well, we've got one more letter. Also from Lady Amber Venom, she said, "All right, guys, it's the holiday season." Well, we may have missed that a little bit.
Whoops.
Which means that it's the season for giving. My question to you is, if you had to donate a large sum of money to a charity, what charity is your charity of choice? Hope you guys find some amazing beers this holiday. Lady Amber Venom. So, a little bit late, so apologies. It's 2025 now. We're past the holiday season. However...
But you could donate your money year-round.
Yeah, we can answer this question year-round. I guess I'll go first. I would donate my money to toThyCa, which is the thyroid cancer research awareness people charity. I guess is the proper term for not people but charity. But that's who I actually do donate. Like I know how how Amazon donates a portion of your purchases to a charity. That's who I have my donations going to. As somebody who has thyroid cancer, as a thyroid cancer survivor, that would be who I would donate my money to.
I like that. It's a good answer. I kind of have 2, but they're both local. I think to me, the most value I get out of donating money is when I do it to back to my community. I think there's definitely charities out there that have a global impact, but if I'm going to donate, I like to do it in my backyard. So I donate. The one nonprofit donation I make is to my local warming shelter, the Flathead Valley Warming Shelter. They serve the homeless population here, which we have brutal winters, so they definitely need all the money they can get. But I'm also a big advocate for subscribing to your local newspaper because I think it's an important civic thing to do to help local reporters report on issues in your city, your county, your state, whatever. Find a local news source towards you and get their paper virtually. I do that with 2 or 3 papers just because I don't know, New York Times, like, my stance, Wikipedia doesn't need your money. New York Times, they don't need your money. But wherever you live, your paper, I bet you they're probably laying off reporters or closing or whatever. So in addition to donating to a good cause in your area, I think you should try and put money towards a local news source because I think that's one way that you can make a positive impact in your community.
I like that one.
Very commendable. I don't read the newspaper. I'm part of the problem. I don't.
Chris, like, do they have a TikTok?
Yeah,
I don't know.
is there
I'll watch their TikToks.
news TikTok or something? I don't have like a charity in mind. There's one in particular that I've raised money for in the past, called Games for Love that I've done a couple like charity streams for. And they're pretty cool. Like, it has to do with kids in hospitals, and what they do is they purchase games and video games and things, and they go to hospitals and go to like these kids in like the ICU and give them some fun times while they're going through treatment, things of that nature. And like, I've worked directly with them before, and they're really just good people, have a really good mission statement. But like, I'm a sucker because I'm a dad. I'm a sucker for kids. So if there's anything out there that's kid related, I generally have a soft spot in my heart for it. So I don't have a secondary one, but that would be one that I would definitely kick some money to because I've worked with them. I kind of pseudo know the people that run it and all that stuff. They're good people. So definitely check them out.
Yeah, you've done good work for them on Twitch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
we've
for
had
sure.
some really successful campaigns, and it's been really really nice to like give back to them in regards. So check them out if you haven't. But I'm sure I would do some research, and I like the local. I like the Obert's take on like the local things too. Like, that's a really. I thought about doing that. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll do like they do like a kind of like a wish list for families in need around the holiday season. Thought about doing something like that maybe next year as well. So we'll see. Oh yeah, another one that it's not really a charity, so to say, but Dana is involved with a Hot Mess Express. She's
Choo choo.
yeah, where they take a train.
All aboard.
They take a train and they gather up all the people that are but what it is it's a bunch of women that have kind of gotten together, and they go out and they take they help out women in need, whether it be someone postpartum or someone that's going through some life things, and kind of gives them like a hand. Like, they'll help like clean their house, and they'll get it reset, and they'll do some decluttering and do some stuff, and just kind of help people through like a really really hard times in their life. And she's gotten a lot of enjoyment and a lot of reward doing that. So but they're all over the country now. Like, they're expanding a lot. So probably should kick them some money, I guess, if I had to donate. But
Well, I mean, it's not just about the money, right? Like, it's the
time,
wife
the
donates
effort.
her time.
Yeah, true.
and,
Yeah, she does.
it's
She
like
put
a good way to give back to the
she
community.
puts in a lot of effort and time. Like, she all day today she had between her actual work, I say actual work, but her job, and then like she was on a phone call basically all day. So she definitely puts a lot of time and effort into it. So, and they do some really really amazing things. So they've been on like national TV and stuff like that too. So but it's pretty cool. She really enjoys it, and helping out people that could really use a hand. So
One other thing I'll say too, that I donated my time when I was in college to, was the Special Olympics. I had a lot of fun doing that one. That one was surprising to me. I actually kind of went in. A, I was being forced to do it because of bad behavior at college. But B, I kind of went in with preconceived notions of what it was, and it was a lot different. It kind of changed my whole thought process on the Special Olympics. Volunteering, it wasn't the actual Special Olympics. Like, I didn't go to like the actual event, but it was a local thing that Willimantic, Connecticut did. Those things generally are very understaffed, and they just need people to just be there. So that's another one if you're looking to donate your time.
Cool. Well, we'll put all those resources in the show notes. I'll even include my local ones. Why not? Right. So if you're interested, check them out. I know one thing we could all do, regardless of the time of year, is give more back to our community. So thank you, Lady Amber Venom, for our mailbox. Our mountain is overflowing, but we just simply don't have time to get to all the various letters in our mountain of mail. So instead, we got to go to the Frosty Mug of Wisdom, 3 handles, etc. Jordan, hit it.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Mug of Wisdom! Drink. Mug of Wisdom!
Thank you, Jordan. Honks for me, Obert of our Oberts. And I'm going to take the Frosty mug. I'm going to put over a Christmas gift because that's what I always do the first episode of the year. This year I got a SodaStream.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big fan. You know, I have yet to change the cartridge, so I'm still my first CO2 tank. We'll see how far it goes. But if you like drinking seltzer 1 liter at a time, maybe if you're somebody who lives in an apartment, you don't have a car, you hate lugging like a case of seltzer up 3 flights of stairs to wherever, like buy one of these. You can make all the seltzer you want at home. Got a lot of cool flavors from, I think they're the Bubbly brand. They have some good stuff. Mango's my favorite so far. But if you like seltzer,
it's my least favorite flavor.
You don't like the mango?
No, absolutely not.
Like?
I'll send you all my mango ones. I don't like them.
Oh, hell yeah. Send me the mango.
You send me, I like the grapefruit. I like the lime. You send me either one of those, I'll be happy. No, yeah, but I despise the mango flavor. It's always the last one I drink, and it always takes me the longest to drink that one. As somebody who has a SodaStream, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I'd rather just chuck the mango in the garbage.
Okay. Well, I guess, different flavors for different people. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It seems like it's a lot less wasteful than my previous seltzer habit of chucking cans out because we don't recycle that much in Montana. So there's other brands out there that make similar products. I can't review the CO2 efficiency of this, which I think is the biggest complaint people have about SodaStreams, is that the other brands out there are you get more bubbles per what you pay for CO2.
Okay.
So do your own research there. But I'm loving my SodaStream. It was a great Christmas present. And that's my handle. And as the winner of the point this week, I am going to assign Tud as the next person to fill out the Frosty mug.
Sure. So my handle this week is going to be a shaving product that I got for Christmas and I really like. It's the Philips Norelco One Blade system. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but it's literally like it's an electric razor that has like the blade on it looks like an actual razor, right? So you can actually
how many blades does it have?
What do you mean?
That was a joke.
Oh, okay. It does actually look like a real razor, except for it comes out to be like a flat, like electronic piece at the top. And so you can actually shave, if you're bald like me, you can shave your head with it. But it also, if you turn it sideways and actually kind of like use it as like what you would use a normal razor for, it has an edge on each side of the head that you can actually shave like a normal like shaper as well. It also has an app that helps you you could take pictures of your face and help kind of like style your beard based on how you want to style it, and then the app and the One Blade will help you kind of shape your beard the way that you want to do it. I don't know how much it costs. Like I said, it was a Christmas gift, so I can't tell you if it's cheap or not. But it's really cool. It's not that large. It's probably about the size of like an electric toothbrush. But so far so good. Like it's an incredibly close shave. I shaved my head that you guys can see in this photo, or this video camera that the listeners can't see, but I shaved it with that, and it's pretty good. I like it. It's really, really convenient. It doesn't seem like it'd be as convenient when you look at it, but it's really, really easy to use. It also comes with like a thing that goes, so you can actually like shave your beard down a little bit too, instead of like going
It's got
full.
a guard.
Yeah, it has a. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah,
Nice.
check
Yeah,
that
my
out.
my beard trimmer is that brand, the Philips Norelco, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, the one blade I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I have to say I did notice your head looked extra baby bottom smooth today.
Yeah, I don't like to use straight razor or like normal razors. In fact, I've famously never used a normal razor. I don't know, that it scares me because I think I would cut myself, so I don't use those. So the one blade's as close as I probably will ever get.
Very cool. Well, Merry Christmas, Tud, and Chris, you're last. What do you have for us this week?
So I have a new TV show that I watched.
Sorry, I who are you? Chris? Is this you?
It's me, brand new.
Where's Chris? He's drinking non-alcoholic beers and watching TV.
Yeah, a brand new TV show came out in season 1, 2024. So that listen.
Does it start with a P and end with an O?
No. No, I was when I went up to Connecticut, I was staying at my brother's house, and I was just chilling at his house while he was at work, before I went to my dad's, and I was on Netflix and I was just farting around, and it was one of those Netflix things where it's just like I don't know what to watch, like you just flipping through.
His algorithm was different than your algorithm, Yeah.
But I stumbled across one of their new comedy series called A Man on the Inside. I don't know if you guys had seen this or...
It's not where I thought you were going with this one. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
No?
No.
Well, I saw it was Ted Danson, and I enjoy Ted Danson's work. I've watched basically all the shows that he's ever been in, and I've enjoyed them all. So
you're a good big Becker fan.
I actually was a big Becker fan.
Of course you would be.
I kind of forgot he was Becker, to be honest. Like Becker, I used to watch it when I was younger, obviously, because that came out like 25 years ago. But I used to watch it, and I completely forgot about it. But I was like, oh man. But anywho, I enjoyed Ted Danson, so I was like, oh, I'll put it on. And very, very quickly, it turned into one of the shows that I was like, oh, I gotta watch this entire thing. So I'll give you just the premise is he's a retired architect who's kind of not necessarily estranged from his daughter, not estranged, but they don't have a very good relationship. They're not very close, is what I should say. And she's like, you need to get out of the house, Dad, blah, blah, blah. So he takes a job going undercover in an old folks home. And it's pretty funny. He goes through the series, puts himself in a bunch of different, trying to be a spy, but he's also old and not a spy, and it's just some really, really good humor in there. And there's actually it starts off, it's got humor, it definitely has humor the whole way through, but there's definitely some more deep parts of it too. So it's not just straight up comedy, definitely silly and definitely some stuff, but there's definitely some feels in there too. So they do a really, really good job. It's I think it's 10 episodes, 10 or maybe 13 episodes. But it's really good, and there's a second season that I'm excited about already. But yeah, it's the first show in a while that I just randomly picked up, and I was like, oh man, this is really good. So if you're looking for a comedy with some feels, definitely should check it out. It's a good show. 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we're in there. So but yeah, it's.
I'll second Chris's recommendation. I just finished that a few weeks ago.
Okay, cool.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It talks. The primary focus of the show is on a retirement community, or not a retirement community,
assisted living.
Term? Yeah,
sorta.
We'll say that. Yeah, assisted living facility in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you know someone who's in an assisted living facility, or just elderly people in general, I think that's a lot of where the emotion comes from.
Or if you're old.
If you're old, yeah. If someone recommended this podcast to you and you're a retired priest, if you got this recommended from a grandma. But no, I think Ted Danson he just knocks it out of the park. It's like definitely if you like blank, if you loved blank, you'd like this. The blank and this is The Good Place, right? If you liked The Good Place, you'd love this show. It's a great whoudunit.
Yeah,
I will say, I'm just shocked by this. Do you know how many episodes Becker was on? What Becker has? Like, I went to Ted Danson's Wikipedia or IMDb to figure out like what he was most well known for outside of Cheers. Like, I want to know if it was Becker or was it The Good Place. Well, Good Place is number 2, and it only aired for 5 seasons. Becker, alternatively, aired for 129 episodes. The Good Place is only 50 episodes.
129?
129.
They used to do so many episodes in a season back in the day.
Yeah. I think they.
And it's a 7.3. Like, it's not badly rated.
Becker was a good show. Like, you gotta go watch it. You can watch it on Pluto TV. I might maybe a.
Hang on. Save your handles, Chris. Save your handles.
Damn it. Next week, Becker. I'm gonna go through all of his IMDb page.
Every Ted Danson show.
Yeah, I've seen episodes of Becker. I've never seen obviously the whole thing, but I was shocked that it was on air for that long. Who would have known? So with that, we'd like to thank you all for listening. We'd like to thank the breweries who provided today's beers. I will thank Transcend and Barreled Souls for their Transcending Souls Imperial Stout.
I would like to thank Athletic Brewing Company for their Run Wild IPA.
And I'll thank Fremont for their nearly perfect 1765.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you follow the email at DAWFpodcast@gmail.com. We will get to your emails eventually. We have a ton of them. Them, much like the mailbag, are stacking up. So, send your questions over there, and we'll take care of them in short order. Please make sure you head over to Discord, join the live conversation over there. You can head over to Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the podcast over there as well. Also, please give us a 5-star rating and a review on the podcast app that you're listening to this on. That really does help spread the word. And then finally, the best word is word of mouth. So if you are a Becker fan, like you watched it when it came out on TV, maybe you watched Cheers when it first came out on TV. You're that grandma that we're talking about that you need to tell people about. So go out and tell those people. Big Ted Danson fan. You're probably old, so we appreciate that. And with that, my name's Tud.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
Listen, Ted Danson has made a career off of TV. Has he ever been in a movie?
Why bother when you can have such a successful TV career?
He
was in Cheers: the movie.
There was a Cheers movie?
No, but you did think there was for half of it.
Listen, it wouldn't shock